Did you know that companies in the European Union will soon have to comply with new regulations and report on their environmental, social and governance practices? Here at Odoo, we've created a brand new ESG app designed to help companies measure and report their ESG footprint. Today, we'll show you how Odoo automates complex ESG reporting to save you time and money, calculate your CO2 emissions in real time, find and assign emission factors to your activities manually or with AI, export your reports in one click, and more. But before we introduce this new app, let's start with the basics. What is ESG exactly? And why does it matter for your business? To tell us more, we've invited Thibaut Fretter. He's an environmental expert in the healthcare sector and a lecturer at the University of Namur in Belgium.
ESG stands for Environmental, Social and Governance. It's basically a translation of the concept of sustainability in the corporate area. Lawmakers such as the European Union are currently crafting regulation that will soon make it mandatory for a corporation to provide their annual ESG report. Think of it as a balance sheet for sustainability. So you must know that in the next few years, thousands of companies, starting with the largest corporations, will be required to comply with these regulations. And it will also impact smaller companies included in the value chain of big corporations. Creating an ESG report is a major project, especially for companies doing it for the first time. It typically involves internal and external experts such as HR, accounting, purchases, technical maintenance, and many more. It requires gathering hundreds of data points that are usually uncommon for a company to deal with. So it's difficult to know what to take into account and how this data will be computed. Take company computers, for example. They are usually seen as simple purchases, but ESG reports require a deeper look. What's the carbon footprint? Who supplies them? This means it's tedious work that takes a lot of time and money, and you have to do it again every year. So, what are the main challenges of ESG reporting? It's time-consuming. You have to source all the data and work with various departments. You have to update it every year. The report format has to comply with the regulation, and it costs a lot of money.
Yes, as Thibaut explained, producing an ESG report is both time-consuming and costly. Companies typically spend around 500 euros per month just on ESG data collection and reporting. But with Odoo, this cost is now reduced to just 20 euros per month. So how could you gather hundreds of data points and compile them more quickly and efficiently? As always with Odoo, the answer is integration. In fact, most of the data required for your ESG reporting is already in your database, and everything is automatically sent to your ESG app. So let's start with the biggest category of ESG reporting: environment. Your carbon footprint covers everything: purchases, commuting, electricity, and more. Each gets an emission factor that shows how much greenhouse gas it produces, measured in CO2 equivalent. But don't worry, you don't have to guess all of those emission factors by yourself. Odoo allows you to install massive databases such as the International IPCC and the European ADEME. With one click, you get access to emission factors for thousands of items. This covers everything, from printer paper to raw materials like steel if you manufacture plumbing pipes, for example. When those data are installed in Odoo, you can easily assign an emission factor to any of your purchases. For example, this laptop you purchase for all of your employees has a carbon footprint of 156 kilograms of CO2 equivalent. And you know what's even better? You don't even have to assign all the emission factors yourself. Just let the AI help you. So from now on, every laptop purchase has its carbon footprint calculated automatically. This calculation is done for all your purchases. So, your carbon footprint is always up to date, as all data is synced in real time and you can export it in just one click. And the good news is, all your configurations are automatically reused annually, so you don't have to start from scratch every year. On top of environmental metrics, Odoo ESG also measures factors like gender parity and pay gap. It automatically pulls data from apps such as employees and payroll to generate real-time reports. And for companies that need to provide a CSRD report to comply with new EU regulations, Odoo makes it simple. You can easily generate reports that follow the European framework using data gathered in the ESG app along with everything else from your database. This way, you save valuable time on data collection. And there's even more. The Initiatives module helps you gather and implement new ideas to reduce your company's carbon footprint. So get ready for upcoming EU regulations. Discover Odoo ESG today at odoo.com.